Welcome back everyone. We're going to take a look at the last paragraph of chapter 5, 5.6, angles in planes. And I start with an example that looks a bit weird, but actually derives one of the most important rules in geometry. What I've done is I've taken a random triangle right here with a purple, a red and a green angle being marked, and I've tore that one together and then I rearranged it in this pattern. Now you see something weird happening here. That those angles, if I put them in this this formation right here, they are now forming a straight angle, and we know that in a straight angle the angles together are 180 degrees. But that would mean that the angles added up in a triangle also add up to 180 degrees. And that means that the sum of three angles in a triangle is actually always 180 degrees. And there's a bit of a informal way of actually proving this. In third grade we will take a look at a more formal proof when we have a bit more tools that we can use. But this is actually true. If I add up all three angles in a triangle, I always get 180 degrees. That means that if I know two angles in a triangle, I can calculate the third one quite easily. So here in red, in each triangle, the sum of the three angles is 180 degrees. This is also called the angle sum of a triangle. In Nederlands de hoekensom van een driehoek. And we can now calculate this quite quickly actually, but do write down what you have to write down. Some people say now 80, and I say, well, 80 what? 80 degrees, what is 80? Angle E, how did you find that number? So still go through the motions and write down what you do. And here, if you use the rule that three angles of a triangle together 180, you have to put that angle sum of a triangle as a rule inside of brackets at the end as well. So here you get angle E is 180 minus 40 minus 60 is 80 degrees, because then 40 plus 60 plus 80 is 180. Why angle sum of a triangle? Now I will allow you to, if you want to, instead of writing down this whole sentence, write down this angle sum, then use the icon that we use, the symbol of a triangle. That saves you some time, and then I still know what you meant. So either write it down like this or write it down this. Don't say AS triangle. I want to know what this word is. And we'll see in third grade that actually abbreviating this kind of stuff will make it sometimes very confusing, because then we start using other abbreviations inside of brackets that are actually formal, and then stuff is going to get lost in translation. So use this one or this one, but don't just say 80 degrees or say angle E is 80 degrees. Write down your calculation please, and write down the rule that you used. Again, if you want to miss out on points, that's the way to do it. If you want full points, write down what you do, please. Okay? And then you have some exercises where they're actually going to practice with this way of writing it down. So in triangle ABC, angle A and angle B are given. How much is angle C? Again, don't measure here, right? Calculate it so that you're sure that you're accurate. Angle C is going to be all angles combined, that's always 180, minus the two that you know. So in this case 43. And 63. The order here doesn't matter. You see I use the same order actually, but it doesn't matter. But don't forget to write down the calculation, and don't forget to write down the rule, angle sum of a triangle, or use angle sum triangle like that. Right? And then angle sum. This is also okay, but use one or the other. Always write this down. I can't emphasize this anymore. Yeah, I can. Here you go. Important. Please do. Okay. Have I had another example about this? I think exercise 64 actually is also about this theory. So let's take a look. Then I incorporate it into this video. In figure 5.60, angle P is 20, angle Q is 85, and angle R is 28 degrees. At A, they want us to calculate S1. Well, S1 I think is now quite doable, because in this triangle here, I know 2 out of 3 angles. So angle S1 is equal to all angles together, which is always 180, minus 85 and minus 20, or as they do here, minus 20 minus 85, equals to 75 degrees. Don't forget the rule, angle sum of a triangle. And that's A. Now you might say, oh well, now they want me at B to calculate T, and in this triangle I only know one angle. But remember, here we have those intersecting lines. That means that S1 and S2 actually have the same measurements. S1 is S2 because they are opposite angles. Again, don't forget the rule. If this is also 75 degrees, and now I can do angle sum triangle again, angle T must be equal to 180 minus 28 minus 75, right? Because that were already 2 angles in triangle SRT. So that means it's 77 degrees. Again, don't forget the rule. Don't forget the rule. Good luck, and as I said, don't forget the rule. Next video I will take a look at theory, or is theory B? No, I'll do it in a separate video. Okay, theory B in a separate video. Good luck.